Howdy folks, I'm the Roleplay Gamer and I like to party. Alright, day 2 of PAX Australia 2015. Ah man, there was quite an unpleasant theme going on today. It's like the exhibitors don't want to sell their game, you know? What the fuck are you doing? Like the press, look, I don't want to talk myself up. I'm not much. I'm just some asshole on YouTube with 5,000 subscribers, which really isn't much. But still, I mean, they don't know how popular or otherwise I am. It's like when the press is there, you sell your game. You don't like be like, oh, you know, oh well. It shouldn't be my job to hype them up for their own game. You know that I feel disingenuous doing that. But you know, my motivation for doing so is because I want, you know, good content. I want engaging content for you guys, for the viewers. It's a little bit infuriating, you know. So, you know, I did do a couple, I had one scheduled interview and a couple sort of impromptu interviews. Some were better than others. I haven't checked the audio quality yet, so, because you really can't hear anything. Saturday, PAX Saturday is fucked. It's a mess. You can't move at all. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, one of the reasons you can't even talk to the big exhibitors, even like WarGaming, which I hadn't even heard of until, you know, PAX Australia, and now I've done a bit of research into what the hell they do, and so now I know what they're all about. But it's just like, you know, the bigger guys in the hardware companies with the computer peripherals and shit, keyboards and mice and shit. It's like, you know, all right, we're not going to show you anything new. We're not actually going to sell you our products like we should be doing. We're actually just going to do a bunch of giveaways to get you know, a meat factory going around our booth to make us look really popular, while simultaneously clogging all the access ways so you can't move around PAX at all. And we're also going to be really obnoxious on a loudspeaker. It's like, hey, do you want to win some shit? Well, make sure you register. If you haven't registered, well, tough luck. It's like, just fuck off. Let me talk to you. You know, let me actually find out what the hell your products are about, instead of just trying to shove shit, you know, down our throat in a giveaway prize sort of fashion that doesn't tell me anything. So there are whole, you know, booths, exhibits, whatever you want to call them, that I have had to skip just because I can't get to them because of this ridiculous hype of giving free shit away. Because, you know, of course, if you want to get a bunch of people in one place, you give them free shit. I did manage to sneak around the rear of the WarGaming booth. I was trying to figure out, you know, what it's all about. I did play a little bit of World of Tanks or something like that. Something like that. Basically, and I did a bit of research on my own time, because without that, I wouldn't have had any idea what the hell they do. It's a series of free-to-play, vaguely connected World War II themed, I think it's World War II, themed tactical war games. So it's like, it's tanks. You drive tanks around, you shoot each other, or I think there's a flight one as well, but that's not released yet. And there's also World of Warships, which I'm actually interested in. I've downloaded it, like I said, free to play. I've downloaded it and I'm good to go. I'm going to try a bit of that because, you know, I love naval combat. Well, more specifically, I love spaceship combat, and the closest thing to that is naval combat. So that's pretty interesting. You got a selection of different ship classes and whatnot, and it looks like you can customize them, which is pretty cool. But I went around to the booth because they were one of the ones that's like, hey, let's give away free shit. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what they were giving away, so I don't even know if it was worth my time to like stand there in queue and be one of the other peons and it's like, hey, yeah, chanting and give me free stuff. But I did sneak around the back and managed to get a hold of one of the guys, and he was just like, oh, you know, have you played yet? And I'm like, no, but I just found out it's free to play, so I can do it at home. So there's no problem there. I just want to, you know, I want you to tell me a little bit about the game, you know, what's cool about it. And he's like, oh, well, you know, here, you get, it's an unlocked account, so it's fully leveled up, so you can try all the ships and whatnot. Just go up the front and register, and you can play all you want. And he walks away, and I'm like, dude, that's not what I fucking asked. Tell me about your game. Pitch it to me. Sell me your fucking game. That's what I want. Playing it is almost worthless to me. I want, you know, from the horse's mouth, if you will, so that I can tell you guys about it. And I'm talking to you guys who are watching right now, so I can tell you about it, and sort of give you my loose opinion. I don't want to waste time at PAX, you know, playing something and like with a critical mind. PAX is for just trying shit out, you know? And it's like, hey, that looks cool. Maybe I'll check it out in the future. Tell me about it. If exhibitors, if you're watching, tell people about your games. Fuck. Okay. What else did I see? Just Cause 3, I managed to get some footage of that as well. Again, you know, I have nothing more to say. It looks fantastic, but I have nothing more to say. Why? Because it was playable, but there was absolutely no one there talking about it. I want, you know, I understand if you can't have developers there because, you know, they might be based in other countries and it might not be worth it, you know, to come all the way down to Australia. Fine, but have someone there that has been clued in. Just like hyping up the game. I want the hype. as ridiculous as that might sound, the hype helps me. It helps me to understand what it's about. I also saw this thing called Hyperjam that I actually played yesterday. It's as far as I can tell, it's a 4-player brawler, multiplayer brawler. I don't know if it has single player because again, it's been really difficult just to tie down the developers and ask them about their game. It's a mess. But I will say from what I played, it was a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I could really, you know, showcase it on the channel, because it seems like it's very much multiplayer focused. But you have 4 classes. The loser gets priority in picking a perk. So it's like, I think it has something to do with like randomized perks and whatnot. It's kind of interesting and like 80s inspired sort of Hotline Miami-esque, which I kind of like. Yeah, it was a bit of fun, so I'll be keeping an eye on that for sure. I managed to get my hands on Objects in Space, which is actually really intriguing. It's like a total retro, sort of like space trading sim with combat, but it's all from the view of like this old clunker spaceship. So you don't get any fancy graphics, you don't even get to see your ship. It's just like looking on monitors and it's very like what you might, you know, sort of like the way the monitors looked in Alien or something. Like it's that 80s vision of the future, sort of. I think they called it modem punk in genre. I've never heard that before, so I'm not sure what that means. Take from that what you will. But I played around with it. It was fun, you know. It's spaceships that control a lot more like submarines. So, but the best way for me to describe it and really boil it down and perhaps oversimplify it is imagine original Elite from the 80s. But you're in like frigates or in a freighter. I'm not sure if you can get better ships, but I know at the very least you're flying a freighter that has combat capabilities. So it's slower and more, you know, methodical and tactical and strategic and whatnot. And it's interestingly enough, I think it actually it's able to take custom controls. Now, what I mean by that is you can actually build your own controllers for it. So you could build a full cockpit with flitches, really, with switches and lights and shit and get it real immersive and it will work. They'd actually set up this this system for us to try and it was nice. It was satisfying actually flicking switches and whatnot and getting feedback in the lights and that sort of thing. So again, you know, it doesn't look pretty, but I find it satisfying. It's certainly my type of game. And that was pretty much it. I wasn't there for as long as I was on day one because, you know, I realized there's not a hell of a lot to see and it's a bit tiring walking around, especially on the Saturday I found with it's just like a meat grinder. It's a mess. It's not good. It's not pretty. But we've got one more day to go. I've got a whole mess of interviews tomorrow. So tomorrow's just going to be interviews, you know, all day long, baby. I start off with Newegg, which is actually intriguing. I'm not sure what they're going to be showing, but it's actually it's a private interview. It's not on the floor, and they reckon that they've got some exclusive stuff for Australian customers, which has got me intrigued. So I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, it's mostly more indies. Some of the developers I know are passionate about their games, so I'm definitely looking forward to having some good interviews. Again, exhibitors, developers, people who make games. If you're going to exhibit your game, you got to do it with passion. Put the people who are most excited about it, or the people who are best at selling it, put them on the booth. And you don't make the interviewer prompt your excitement. That's not right. Anyway, I've ranted about that more than enough. You're probably sick of it by now. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with my third and final PAX Australia Roundup. Be excellent to each other, and I'll see you tomorrow. Roleplay Gamer out.